attention, ladies and gentlemen. You have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for All Things BMX is ready. I know I am. Protect the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX are streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast your YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. Gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul, DJ Damon, kinda get it, entertain y'all. And I wonder who gon' have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome to the All Things BMX Show. We hope you're ready for episode 144. The Bagman himself has returned to the All Things BMX Show. We have Nic Long. He's the current vet pro flat pedal man himself, team manager, Haro BMX. Big shout out to LB's BMX race team for tuning in for tonight's show. I got the man himself, BF, hanging out to me. How are you, buddy?
What's up? What's up? Happy to be here.
Good to see you again.
Over.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah. I've got the captain on. I got to come over here for the captain.
You got to come out, man. Melissa's going to be joining us this evening on the Danger Snack satellite feed because they pony up and pay for it. Danger Snack. It's the snack that's the difference between dragging ass and hauling ass, and you know all about it, right?
I've dropped many a Danger Snack just to keep it up, fired up.
When you're going home?
Yeah,
for sure. All right, our opening song is brought to you by none other than the man himself, Boogie Man. Make sure you guys check him out on Spotify and all the cool hip places that you listen to music nowadays. And his brand new single dropped, The Boogie Train with Savannah Brady. You can find it on his Facebook page and also over on Spotify. The link will be in the chat. You guys don't forget, you can support the show. You can send us stars on Facebook and can join us over at Buy Us a Coffee, where you can donate right to the show. Our Michigan studio, where Melissa, how are you, Melissa?
Not too bad.
What's the weather like up there, Melissa?
Warm.
Is it?
We're close to 50.
Very nice.
Yeah, I brought it home with me, apparently.
That's right. Melissa's studio is brought to you by our good friends at Desoto BMX. Where you go if you want to race under the big top. Make sure you guys check them out. The Florida studio, where Mr. Fell and I are hanging out this evening, is brought to you by good people at Seatuit Condos.
It's not so braggy when it's 50 degrees, you know?
Well, in February
can't really
it is.
brag it. You can't really brag so much, you know?
About
right how
now?
it is now here. I mean, I came over here, windows down, sunroof open, like Eminem blasting the whole way.
Everyone in Michigan is doing the same.
That's what I'm saying. I felt the vibe.
Yeah, it's good times.
It's good times.
Right.
I mean, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so want.
What's the temperature going to be like tomorrow, though?
Close to 50, I think, again.
We'll take it.
We're
for
pretty
February.
much not going to get below that till next week.
Yeah, we'll take it. And if you guys are looking for the ultimate BMX vacation rental, make sure you guys check out Seatuit Condos. The show's chat is brought to you by BMX Rocks Photography. Make sure you guys check them out. Look, we got a good chat question for you this evening. So those of you that are involved in the local tracks or any sort of track, if you guys help out, if you're on the board or whatever you do, we had a viewer reach out to us with a very, very good question. And they wanted to ask this and share it with the ATB Nation. What have you seen tracks do to help build the open class? Which I thought was a really good question. I was like, damn, that's a great question.
Yeah.
All right, so ATB Nation, put it in the chat. We have people in here that are everything from TOs to just announcers to volunteers. Not just announcers. Announcers are very important, but we got, volunteers that just shovel, rake, and everything. What have you guys saw that's brought success into growing the open classes? The BMX Newsmaker segment is brought to you by our good friends at 110 Nutrition. Showcase is brought to you by our good friends at Answer BMX. Melissa's World Famous Trivia is brought to you by last week's guest, Bombshell Racing System. DJ Damon, who will be here in 2 weeks. We're finally going to get the DJ back in the house, brought to you by Truth BMX Products. The birthday shout-outs are brought to you by On Two Wheels. Show opening is brought to you by our good friends at Gate 9 Custom Number Plates. And make sure you guys check out our live stream version of tonight's show. You can watch the replays at YouTube, or you can join us tonight. It's brought to you by Mega Design. The podcast version of the show is brought to you by Dye Job Apparel. It's just dropping all kinds of new products. Dye Job just dropped brand new transponder holders today.
I saw it in the chat.
Pretty awesome custom transponder holders. All right, without further ado, let's welcome in our guest. Nic, how are you?
I am doing pretty good. What an intro.
Yeah, it's not just, hey, what's up, Nic? Come on in.
Yeah, was that all by memory, or you got that written down on a projector somewhere?
Memory.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
No, there's a script.
There's notes. Man, how are you doing, man? And where are you at right now, by the way?
We are doing good. We just got to a RV campground just outside of the Houston track. We're not able to get in for camping yet, so we picked up Ethan Popovich this afternoon at the track when it was dumping rain on him. So he's camping out with us this weekend. We just got done. I just made dinner for the Great American Chili Cook-Off, and I was the only entry, so I won. And yeah, we're just relaxing, enjoying the show.
Fantastic, and thank you for joining us and coming back on the show. We really appreciate it.
Is that your default dish?
No, for some reason Lindsay brought it up the other day, and I couldn't get it out of my mind, so I had to make it.
With the weather and everything, it just felt like that was the way to go.
Yeah, I think driving in, it had to be done tonight. Yeah, it was like 55 out today, rainy, and like 20-mile-an-hour wind, so it was time for the chili cook-off.
All right, here's the $100 question: beans or no beans?
Oh.
I just saw this episode in Yellowstone, and well, I added beans for sure. We got to get the extra gains in it. Not for me, but Popovich has got a big week ahead.
and then all right, EPOP. Where's EPOP from?
I can't tell you what city it is. It's Valspario or something. Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah. All right, so
he's got that Midwest pull.
All right, here's a question: spaghetti in the chili or chili as the topping?
On top of spaghetti?
Yeah,
that's a Midwest thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be fucking with that.
Yeah.
So spaghetti in the chili or no?
I do spaghetti with spaghetti sauce and maybe meatballs, and then chili by itself.
I'm going with Nic.
All right.
And I'm Midwest,
I'll do chili
man.
on rice. I actually tried that recently, and I kind of liked it.
I used to do that at that one buffet garden place that had no meat. I forget the name of it.
Never heard of it.
Golden Corral?
No, it was like some place.
That's all meat.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna. Ponderosa?
No, it was something. I forget it. I'll remember it halfway through.
Look, I'm a big.
Just fire it off off the
just
top of your head.
like Tourette's later, just yell it out. All right. We're off and running now. All right, Nic, tell us about some of the highlights of 2022, man.
Oh, man. The highlights or the lowlights? Because the lowlight stories were pretty damn funny. The trailer totaled was cool. Catching on fire was pretty cool. Going through tires were cool.
All right, take it away. Let's go lowlights, then we'll come back to highlights.
All right. Yeah. What do you want to know? I mean,
Almost the same list.
yeah. I guess that was the best story besides breaking my foot too. So I guess it kind of all started there. I broke my foot off in the end of April at Barry's house. Kind of got marooned there for like 4 weeks. Had to cancel a couple, clinics. But got through and got back in time for the summer camp at Cape Coral. Did I go to Rockford after that? I think Rockford was after this summer camp. Got to race there anyways, but we were leaving the summer camp, kind of rushing away from a hurricane / tropical storm. Drove till about 1 a.m, got out of the cone zone, and then got truck plowed through our trailer in the Love's parking lot. I can't remember what town it was in Florida, but just outside of Tampa maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as terrible as that morning was, the situation couldn't have got much better. The guy who hit us, he was like an old military vet. It was kind of a sad story he had. It was cool to listen to. But anyways, his boss came. His shop was only about 20 minutes away. His boss came over and, just was super cool guy. He was like, how do we fix this problem? And I just kind of want to get it back on the road, and he got a tow truck, got the trailer picked up. He got another pickup truck for all of our stuff out of the trailer that got pushed out. We drove over to his shop. He had like lunch waiting for us. I was unloading the rest of the stuff out of the trailer, and he found a trailer for us. So we went and picked up the new trailer, swapped everything over, left the tuna cans one at his shop, and got back on the road. And I think it was about a 10-hour turnaround from the time we got smashed.
Wow. All right.
So that was a pretty crazy story. But yeah, that all started with breaking my foot off at Barry's, and it kind of spiraled all into that. So it was all kind of one long story that ended up with that.
Nothing starting in Alabama this year. No Alabama track. Sorry.
No.
We had to wait. We had to wave him off
this season. I tried getting one later in October, but I don't know if I pulled through with it yet. I'd have to look at the list.
Right.
We caught on fire too. That one was pretty crazy, right outside of New York City, maybe late July. And it was we were driving, Lindsay got up to go pee or something, and she's like, hey, there's smoke back there. And I'm, like, what do you mean? She's like, there's smoke coming from under the bed. And I'm like, I can't pull over. Like, we're, basically downtown area. And there's no shoulder or nothing. So I would have just had to stop on the freeway. So I'm kind of panicking, drive. We get up to an exit, and I just kind of pull off, block the exit as I get off on the, wherever over the curb. I end up getting a flat tire on the trailer, but we get out the back cabinets of the motorhome where I had my solar power, inverter was in there, and where I bored through, to run the wire to the batteries, it had wore through. I stupidly didn't put the plastic coating on the wire, and it shorted the whole cabinet. So all the carpet off the inside liner melted and started on fire.
Mm.
And we got there and, put it out. It was pretty stressful. But yeah, if I would have had to drive another 5 more minutes, we would have probably lost the whole motorhome. If I wouldn't have had that exit coming up.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, it was.
Have you ever caught on fire
after we got it figured out? But it was pretty stressful.
Like engine problems or anything? Have you ever had that on the highway?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but when I was going to college, I was leaving one day and I watched a Fiero burn. The whole thing melted in front of me. That was
poor Fiero.
Yeah. Melissa, and if you guys don't know, I think Melissa had one.
Melissa you had a Fiero?
Melissa had a Fiero.
Wait. What color was it? White?
No, it was cherry red.
Cherry red. All right.
Yeah, that thing was a tank. No power steering. I never had such great arm muscles when I had that car.
Man, I tell you what though, I was driving the MCS truck and trailer, and I smelled something, and then all of a sudden it was like a gas line had broke in the engine, and next thing you know, it was smoking, and I was on fire like NASCAR when they're going around the track and they're on fire. that I was just like, get this thing over, get this thing over. It was I was scared to death that the whole thing was going to go up. I can't remember if I had anybody in the back seat or not, like any riders in the back, but I was just like freaking out. It was I was terrified that the whole thing was going to catch into flames and I was going to burn up, NASCAR style.
Right.
We haven't had that one yet, luckily. We blew a serpentine belt, which was a bit of a bummer, but I fixed that up.
Isn't it amazing what you learn as you go?
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, I feel like I'm fairly handy. My trailer is basically my garage. I have every tool I own in there, so I'm mostly prepared for most situations. But yeah, being handy is something that, I mean, if anybody's looking to attempt something that like what we're doing, you better be handy, or you better have a good savings account to pay for these
exactly
mechanic bills.
I mean, I learn as I go. I learn as the situation happens. Like, yeah, I can't believe I tell like mechanic friends of mine that I spliced 2 fuel lines together on tour one time, and I don't know how I did it. I couldn't tell you now how I did it, but like we did it and it worked, and we got to like Tulsa or some place we were going. I don't know where we were going. But
whatever ingenuities, and that's kind of what you got to have.
Oh, the guy at the auto parts store. Oh, it's no problem. Just go in here and here, cut this off here, put this in here. You're done. Lickety split.
Did that happen in my hometown? Like, were you ever around Durand?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, all right. Hey, Nick, let's talk about the success of the duffel bag dash that you had.
Yeah.
Like, where did this idea come from?
It came from listening to one of the Coffee Chatter episodes, the episode with Riley on it, I believe. And yeah, I can't remember the exact conversation. I think it might have had to do with Tyler's Whole Shot Challenge, and he was able to raise that money, like his total purse stuff, from just local sponsors and stuff like that. And I think they talked about that on the episode. And then Tori or James were talking about, why doesn't somebody just, do that for the World Cup races? And I kind of just thought to myself, like, damn, I feel like I could probably be that person in some sense. So I thought about it while I was just driving. It's kind of what I do and what anybody does when they're driving, is you get lost thinking about shit. And yeah, I just kind of reached out to I don't know how exactly I approached it initially, but I think I just called my uncle. He runs a business in San Diego, and I knew when I worked for him a couple years ago to help pay for our wedding stuff, I knew he would like sponsor little league teams and stuff like that to help pay for fees and stuff like that, like $150-250. And so I was kind of anticipating just starting off like that, and my goal was to raise like maybe $2,000 to give to each winner of the boys and girls, like men and women's pro classes. And yes, I reached out to my uncle, and first he's like, he liked the idea, and he's like, yeah, I'll donate. I'll give you $4,000. And I'm like, whoa, and it kind of just rocket shipped it. And even when people started hearing about that, like that type of donation, that large, and when you hear like, oh, I donated $25, whatever, like that does help in the overall goal. But when you hear somebody like donate, whoa, that kind of made it sound serious, and it kind of just caught traction. And kind of took off. And I mean, I never anticipated for it to be like that. And I got a lot of questions, like if I thought ABA or USA BMX was going to give me a hard time, like I was trying to compete against them. And I never even thought about it like that. It was more just, just trying to be, I don't know, trying to be the person that I wish I had for me when I was, that young pro. Like if somebody was there giving us extra money just for doing something that we already loved, that was kind of what it initially started to be, or what it was. And I was just fortunate enough to be able to raise that kind of money for the riders, and it just was pretty cool.
Nice. Well, first things first, can you text me your uncle's number?
You got a fundraising system you need help with?
Yeah, we're working on it now.
Yeah,
we haven't quite got it all nailed down, but we're working on it. It's almost ready.
It's a loose program, but we're coming with it.
They're very loose, very fast.
okay, so tell us how it works if somebody wants to, say somebody's listening and they're like, hey, I want to be part of this. How do they go about that?
I mean, in simple terms, you're kind of just giving me money, and I keep track of it. And I like it more when like, individuals are great, but I like when you have like a logo. That way I could add it to like the big checks in the air, and that makes me feel like people don't think I'm being shady with the money, because I do keep track of it and I don't keep any of it. But yeah, basically if somebody wants to donate money, you can message me through whatever platform, or email. And yeah, I mean, if you want to donate 10, 15, 25 bucks, I'm happy to take it and add it to the account. And, I keep track of it, and it'll be on I'm going to do a big list, throughout my social media posts tagging. Well, probably won't tag because I can't tag that many people, but at least, put their names on a flyer and thank everybody. So, yeah, I mean, basically that's as simple as it gets, and is, being forward and upfront with where the money's going. Even like the raffle, some of them, like this raffle that I got going on right now, it's up to $500. So, say the raffle makes $750, I get to keep $250. Those are my own products that I had. The 500 goes to the purse, and not all of them will be like that. A lot of them will probably be just full donated to the purse. But yeah, the other just goes to gas money if I need it.
All right.
And that's just your normal Instagram and Facebook stuff, right? To get a hold of you.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah, if you got my number or my email's on, I think it was scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Yeah, just get in contact. I'm sure. I mean, BMX is a fairly small world. You can probably find my number through somebody you know.
Right on.
Yeah, Fell's pretty liberal with giving it out.
Yeah, I bet he's pretty loose with handing my number out.
Yeah, just text me. I'll send it. I'll group chat it.
Okay, total, how much did you raise last year?
I forgot. I don't know exactly. I think it was like 22,000. Wow. 500 or 22,050 or something like that. I can't remember the total. It was around 22,000, I think, is what I ended up doing.
I thought it was so cool with the grand. So when you were giving out like the stacks of money and they were throwing the money up, like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, that was.
I thought they were at night trips for a second. I was just like, yeah, do it.
We brought Tulsa Tuesday to the night show.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. They should be a sponsor of this program. It's right there.
But, I mean, it was kind of like. I just wanted to make it a show, It wasn't about me. It was about the athletes who got to be up there on the stage, and they got to, kind of make a show of it with this money. And I mean, so many people thought it was real. Even Elise didn't want to throw her money because she thought the money in the bag was real. So she didn't throw hers. But I got up there. I was like, just throw the shit out of this, make it just because it just looks cool in the photos and videos. And then I paid everybody behind scenes because, I mean, what was I going to do carrying around $22,000 of cash?
Exactly. All I know is I've asked every single person I have a contact for, I want some of those dollars. Right? Like,
I gave a bunch of them out, like, for the autograph signing. I was, like, signing them and giving the little kids. It was pretty cool. I hope nobody at the arena, what am I trying to say, like, didn't get ripped off by these fake $100 bills. It says copy and everything on it. I got them off Amazon, but I think I probably had like $500,000 worth of fake cash.
Well, I have yet to have anybody give them to me. So Oldsmar's coming up. So if anybody's listening that has some, I kind of want some, like for the little collection I got. I like shit like that. I'm sorry. I think it's cool.
You're gonna try to use it at Capone's, aren't you?
Yes. Well, Capone.
You son of a bitch. You.
Don't you. All right. You brought it up.
No.
All right, you brought it up. Did you or did you not have a great time, Melissa? Did you or did you not have a great time at Capone's?
We're talking to Nick. I'm not
talking to Nick.
Yeah. Okay.
Melissa and I will plead the Fifth Amendment.
Okay. All right. If you want to run it like that, you can run it like that.
Nick, plans for 2023 to make this bigger.
I mean, I guess just starting it off now. Last year I did it. I started at it right after the Louisville race. It was on my drive back west. So I mean, I really only had, what was that, maybe 3 months to raise that. So I mean, that makes that kind of even more impressive, is raising that much money in that time frame. So This year, I started it already in January. We raised 2,100 after January. We're up to about 2,650 or 2,670 right now. After the clinic I did at Albuquerque, the track donated the money back for like the clinic fee back to the duffel bag dash, so that was another $400. So I think we're like 2,670 right now. And then this raffle that I'm doing hopefully gets bumped up a little bit, and we'll get another $500 in there by Saturday. And so I mean, it's just kind of, I'm just giving myself more time to do it. Maybe we'll figure out tax things along the way, but I'm not too worried about it right this second.
I don't think I think you're all right for a while.
Yeah.
I would hope anyway.
I hope so. I mean, I'm just kind of the middle, giving money back away to other people. So
you're just kind of holding it, you know.
We'll see at some point.
Nick, are you going to do multiple raffles throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I can. I mean, I don't want to wear people out and be annoying, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just raising money back for the riders that are racing and putting on a show for us. But yeah, I plan on trying to do it at least every month. I have some pretty cool prizes. I think I'm going to do. I just got 2 pretty cool watches I'm going to do for a month coming up here soon. I know I want to do the bike that I have right this second, because I just ordered a new frame that's a little bit longer. The one I have is a little bit too short. So I'm going to raffle that bike off here in the next month or so. But yeah, I got a few people that want to donate prizes and stuff to, help boost funds for this. So it's not always just about, handing money over. People are donating prizes and stuff too. I know Brian did some carbone wheels last year. We had Mike West at a barbecue for the Grands raffle. It was pretty cool. I think he was talking to me and at my Goodyear clinic last week, and he wants to do something again. So maybe look out for another barbecue system or something coming up soon. But yeah, ideally once a month would be pretty cool. Make it run for maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
You'll have some more carbone wheels.
Yeah, I'm sure. I got to be on, Brian.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll box them up tomorrow. I'll send them out. So switching gears, let's talk about the clinic and the clinic tour, okay?
Yeah.
What's new for 2023?
In what sense?
New tracks? Are you adding anything different to what you did last year? And how have things gone so far this year?
Let's see.
Or have you changed up the program any? Like, have you made adjustments to the program from last year to this year?
I mean, my overall routine will probably be close to the same for anybody who's gonna, join again. The idea wasn't really for people to, join over and over and over. My goal was to go to different tracks and have new riders. But the riders I do get riders that come to 5, 6, 7 of them sometimes, just depending on what area I'm in, because they just enjoy my routine's not so much it's not meant to be so much of a teaching thing, because at the end of the day, we're just kind of riding bikes. So it's more of a training day that goes over, my experiences in the last 25 years and how I can relate things to make it easier to learn. But realistically, my clinic is a lot more of like a training day. And I think the parents really like that and really relate to it. They just enjoy their kid, seeing their kid out there putting out full efforts, and instead of, whenever most parents take their kid to the track, and I was guilty of it too, just going out there, popping a few gates off to the first jump, and then hanging out with your buddies and, doing whips. But, that shit gets old to parents who are, paying money for their kids to, hopefully get better or take it somewhere. And I think so. I mean, I'm not gonna sell that my clinic's change and come check out the new and improved routine. I think my routine is kind of tried and true, and it works really good for, from 5-year-old novices to 50-year-old women and men up in the gate. So the routine's the same. We're going to be hitting a few new tracks, a couple different areas. We're not going to have as big of a tour up in the Northeast yet this year, unfortunately. And fortunately, just because I really hate driving up in the Northeast. As far as, I don't remember what other questions you had, but we'll probably have some special guests popping in here and there. I know Ethan likes to jump in the rig with us from time to time between races. He'll he'll probably be at the Desoto clinic after this Houston National. So if anybody's listening and wants to come check out Ethan, demonstrate a few things, he'll be out there with me.
Well, I have a question, and it's two parts. One, does Ethan stand in for you when you have to do push-ups for the kids? And two, have you kept track of how many push-ups you've had to do?
Nobody ever stands in. I always pay my debt to the kids because I expect them to pay me on site. So, but he does get in and do the push-ups from time to time. Right. But we gotta keep those arms fresh. He's got some races to win this year.
All right.
And how many think you've done?
I haven't. I have thought about it because it would be kind of funny. I know during the summer camp last year, one day I had to do over 250 or 300 push-ups, like just throughout the 3-hour training session.
Well, just have Lindsay add one more column to the sheet. Push-ups. Nic push-ups.
I'm not a collector, so I throw those sheets away immediately. I live in a motorhome and I got to travel all my weight.
Yeah, right.
He goes. All right, we're gonna slide over. We're gonna hand it over to Melissa for our first chat check-in, and it's brought to you by BMX Rock Photography. If you guys are looking for the best in BMX racing pictures, make sure you guys check out BMX Rock Photography. Melissa, how is the chat room looking this evening?
Busy. Got a couple of responses to your chat question too that I'll read as I go along. So I want to say hi and shout out to Sean Gifford, Brett Donovan, Robert Cardoza, Rick Carter. All those guys are tuning in tonight. Greg Page, Damon Tewson's with us. Chris Beers tuning in, prepping for his birthday shout outs later, I'm sure. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any. Low and Slows over on YouTube tuning in. He says, I'll gladly take 50 or 60 degree weather over the couple feet of snow they should have. Desoto BMX tuning in tonight. Looks like they're maybe running. Oh, they gave us some heads up here. Let me read this. Nick Valencia tuned in. Desoto BMX, they run their Belt Series Opens. That's some of what they do to kind of entice people. Mike Miller's with us. He says, when I first started announcing at Cutting Edge in Ontario, Nick and his sister Shelby used to come race there. I think he was maybe around 14 or 15.
Yep,
little
every weekend.
Blast from the past. DeSoto says they give out cool awards, like $5 for the opens, I think is what that means. Nick also tuned in. He says, I run JNR gift card opens, and that's always drummed up a ton of interest. $5 to enter the open, and you can win a $25 JNR gift card. So that kind of is a great idea. Let's see. Dinah O'Brien says, one thing the track did when I was on board in New Jersey was beginner nights only. So there was no intimidation from the expert riders. She's tuning in. Roxanne Collins is also with us. She says, hello, ATV fam and Nick. Martin Kennard's tuning in. Carl Stahl is with us. Josh Blair says, what's up, ATV fam? Hi, Nick and Lindsay. Looks like Paul Remington's in the chat. Tony Stillinger. James Page says, what's up, guys? See you guys tomorrow in Houston. Craig Robinson is tuning in. Let's see, where am I at here? Jesus Morales BMX is with us. Who else am I missing? David Dortona says he always has to do a lot of push-ups at Nick's trainings. Got to pay the piper.
Got to pay the piper.
David Blauer's with us. Matt Boshin is tuning in from Australia, probably on his lunch break or breakfast, maybe. Can't remember. Jim Bosco says it's been a while, but hi. Let's see. Paul B3 over on YouTube says, Parker says, what's up, Nick? See you soon in Florida. A couple more here. Ray Gomez says, hello, Nick, Brian, Jason, and Melissa from Ramen Noodles. Nick, can you please come down to Okehele sometime? Is the request. John Pringle says, what's up? And lastly, for this round, I have Mr. William Prince tuning in over on YouTube. He says, what up, kiddos? So thanks, guys. If anybody's got a question for Nick or something they want to ask or comment on, don't hesitate to put that in the chat.
Awesome.
All right. And thank you, Melissa. We appreciate it for our chat check-in, as always. And we are back, and we're hanging out. Nick, got some more questions for you. Are you ready?
Fire him off.
All right. All right, so you got a new role now since the last time you were on the show. You're now the Haro team manager. How are things going for you?
It's been super awesome, honestly. I wasn't, last year I had, as much freedom as I wanted, and that was cool, but I really felt like there was something missing, and I don't know, I kind of missed being with Haro the whole time. It was kind of, I don't really, hindsight 2020, I guess. I wish I wouldn't have left Haro when I did. It would have been cool to just kind of naturally grow into this instead of being called off the bench, basically. But no, it's an awesome opportunity. It's kind of, it started off with being just kind of the guy to bring the pits around, and then we kind of morphed it into being TM, and we built up the amateur team a little bit, and I don't know, I'm just stoked on it. It's cool to have a little bit of responsibility at the races, a group of riders that that I'm kind of looking after, and trying to do the best I can as a team manager. I had some great team managers when I was growing up, with my dad being there most of the time, and then DB, he did a really good job for myself and the other riders on the Haro team. All of us would have his back any day. So I just kind of want to be that person to some of these guys, and just kind of bring Haro back to that glory that we all know it as. Everybody, I get stopped at gas stations. If they see a Haro sticker, everybody wants to talk to me about it. So it's just one of those iconic brands that it's cool to be associated with, and given the responsibility, I think I can do a good job with what I have to do for these riders and the company and the brand overall.
Well, I think it's cool that you've got that well of knowledge that you can pull from, like with DB, with your dad. It's like both, good team managers that can, they've brought a lot of knowledge to you, and now you can apply. Now you can apply it moving forward. I mean, you've always been that guy that wanted to hang out with, was not afraid to hang out with the kids, quote unquote, the kids, and that was always like the coolest factor, behind you is those guys could go talk to you, you talk to them like you're talking to your buddy, and that I'm sure transfers over, and those kids get a lot out of it for sure.
Yeah, and I just enjoy building the relationships, and seeing the talent in the riders is really cool too, kind of following their journey. So that's kind of a part I wasn't, really anticipating, but it's become a really cool thing, just kind of following along and, trying to be there to help where I can.
Hey, you might find someone out there that nobody's seen before. That's how I found Mike Aiken. He was a kid from Salt Lake City jumping in Fuzzy's backyard that went super high, and I was just like, who is that kid? Oh, it's just Mikey. Well, hey, Mikey, you want to ride for Bully? Yeah, sure, okay. And let's send you to some contests and see what happens. And there you go.
Yeah, that's a pretty good origin story.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Why are you grilling me?
No, I know who, but you have that question right here. This would that I wanted you to ask.
So how many times a year?
You put it in the you literally put
I did highlight it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I wasn't prepared. How many times a year? You don't know. You haven't done it.
You literally typed.
I don't know. I can't remember typing it.
You literally typed this in.
Dude, I have worked so many hours in the past 24 hours that I do not remember typing that question in.
All right.
Why don't you go for it?
I couldn't get it. I don't
get it either. I'm reading it. I don't get it.
Hey. So in other news, Bill Prince just randomly wanted me to let you know from 1997 to 2000, he thinks he was the team manager for Haro. Was he?
Yeah.
Was he?
It was the East Coast, but they did both sides.
Did he? Okay, so
they
he
didn't
was.
do they didn't do full both sides, but he did East Coast, and then Tony D did West Coast.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Moving on, Nick, what's new for 2023 for Haro? What are we going to see as far as BMX racing?
I mean, my main goal is to just kind of get more riders on the bikes, get people stoked on the brand again. I think we're doing a pretty good job. We've got a couple tracks already ordering like fleets of bikes for their, complete their donor bikes and stuff like that. And I think that's just a good start, getting it back out there. There's been a handful of years that, you'd see a couple elites or A pros on the carbon bikes, but, besides that, you didn't really see much. So, I mean, that's kind of my goal in the sense of the brand, just trying to get it back out there. I can't promise we're getting any new parts like this year. We just got a new colorway. The new colorways finally came out. Those should be available soon in the next couple weeks, I believe. But I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to get the brand back out there. I feel like we've kind of been, not forgotten, but missed a bit. There was no presence at a lot of the races for, a lot of years. I kind of did faux team manager back in like 2015 and even 16, maybe a little bit, where I was racing full time and doing well at the time, but also driving the Haro truck and trailer and setting up or just because I hated being there with, where I'm camping out in my minivan that I rented. Right. So it's just kind of the part of BMX that when you're, I don't know, we kind of grew up always having pit space like that. And then when it was kind of taken away, I didn't want to have that for these riders. So that was my main goal, was when I got hired, it was to bring the pits up around. And so I'm being at every pro race for sure. And then is a couple of the amateur races in between, just to be present for the brand, and then for the riders too, for the riders on the team.
So I got to tell you this, I see tons of Haro presence here in Florida. You've got a Florida Haro team here, man. They're killing it here. Like, I see their hats, their jerseys. Typically, I got to chase them around the track. They're doing a great job, man. They're doing a great job here. So kudos to the Haro Florida team. And I got to give shout outs where they're due. And I got another quick question for you. Are you guys going to come out with a chromoly race frame? This is from my buddy Austin up in Michigan.
I absolutely would love to and get back myself riding on a Haro, but I'm not going to build up, the SD frame that has like a 21 top tube and 13.5-inch rear end. And there was talks about it, but I don't really want to bite off a project and start something new when there's other areas that we could really make better. Instead of, yes, I would love to have a chromoly race frame, and there have been talks about getting one at some point, but I don't want to promise it anytime soon.
Fair enough. All right. Okay. Fel,
what's up?
Did you suddenly remember your question?
No, yeah, I figured it out. I left a few words out.
It was encrypted?
Yeah, no, it was definitely sort of
this
encrypted.
Is why when you type something, you have to speak it.
I guess so.
No,
I guess so. Well, I'm gonna change it up anyway a little bit.
I'm gonna share this with you right now. Rick, not Maserati Rick, but Miata Rick Carter from the Beer Budget Show. He sent me some questions earlier. I had to read them, then decipher them, type them, then read them out, because I was like, evidently he's like a 19-pack of Coors when he sent this question to me.
Right.
So read, then type, then read.
Well,
knock it out. Take it away.
I don't know where I was when I wrote this, but I was clearly not on the same plane. But anyway, the gist of it is, it's not like you can go like it's like team managers. A lot of team managers hear well, you don't know, you've never been there, you've never done it, but they can't say that to you because you've been there on every level, So like it's hard at the training center when we were trying to teach kids to get through the second straight. Just air bridge it out. Don't try to stay low. Don't try to racer it. Then they try to stay low. They come up short and they tag like the third one and they're done. And then we got Barry to come out there, or you to come out there. I don't remember which one of you came out. Said the exact same. No, who it was? It was Mike Day. We got Mike Day to come out and say the exact same shit we said to them. And next thing you know, they're all just getting through the straightaway. And I'm just like, you little assholes. We said the exact same thing to you, and you didn't listen. But then Mike Day says it, and it's like, Mike Day said it. I can do it. So I totally get it, because like back in the day, my dad would tell me to do something, and I'd be like, yeah, Dad, whatever. You don't know. And that happens to every single dad out there. I don't care who you are. You're telling your kid how to do something. And how many dads have gone to somebody else and say, hey, do me a favor, go tell my kid he can jump that double?
Oh, no, for sure, dude. Yeah.
So you've got that leverage that you can be like, all right, you want me to go do it and show you? Because I'll do that if we need to do that. And
you mean as a team manager?
As a team manager?
He's going to tell that to his riders?
Yeah, all of them.
No, he can.
All of them.
He's got that clout.
But it's all around. It's the clinics. It's the TM. It's it's the track director asking him how a track should be designed. In what capacity could you ask him a question and he couldn't give you an educated answer?
I don't think there's any.
Any.
What's the actual question? It just kind of sounds like you're tooting my horn right now.
Well, no, the
thank you.
It's not really a question. It's just the fact that I think it's really cool that that nobody's going to argue with you, basically. No one's going to argue on your team.
I hope people do, because I don't claim to know everything, and I don't know every situation. Yeah, I've been through, some shit and a lot of racing experiences, but I don't claim to know everything. So I mean, I'm happy to be the person that listens and takes it in as well, and just keeps an eye on things. I know my dad's always just been the best at watching everybody, and I can kind of pride myself in doing that as well. So I don't like to say I'm a coach. I mean, I could be the coach of the clinics that I put on, but I would never like to say I'm like a high performance coach, because I like to think I'm still learning a lot of the time.
Yeah, you're just learning on how to translate it.
Yeah, like I could sell my stories and my experiences, but they're not always going to be the same at the end of the day. So I'm happy to learn and listen to whatever. If Ethan needs some help out there and I got a point of view and I can share it and that helps him, that's what I'm there for.
Screw that. E-pop, do what I tell you. You're out of here.
All right, I got a question right now. Out of everyone that's right now that Nick is overseeing on the Haro team, who is going to win in an arm wrestling contest?
Rue.
That's not where my money would have went.
I don't know the roster, but I can tell you I'm stoked to see some females on it. A lot of females on that roster.
Okay.
I think that's cool. I've been a guy who's always had a female on my program no matter what.
Right.
And I'd like to see that.
Cool.
So what's what? What are you looking at me for? Why are you looking at me like I'm doing something? I swear to God.
Do you got another question that doesn't have a question in it for Nick?
I don't see my.
What's the one above that one right there? It's pretty. Or with that tied in.
We kind of talked about all that.
You tied that into the second one.
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
It's called working on the fly.
Oh, we do that every show.
Every show.
Holy shit, do we do that? Are you
some more than others?
What nationals do you guys plan on being at, Nick?
So we'll be at every pro race national, every pro series one. So I mean, we go from Houston to Oldsmar, float around Florida for a little bit, do Rock Hill. We kind of float around like not Midwest, a little lower, like Arkansas. I know we got one in Cabot, Arkansas. Is that Arkansas? I think. And then we get for the Tulsa National, the Nashville National. I don't know. I know so we'll be at all the pro races, and then the non-pro races will be at Colorado one in Grand Junction, and the Minnesota one at the Crow River, the old STMA track.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think that's about it for and then trying to get to some fun events in between the Richmond flat pedal race. I'm really trying to get to I really wish I was in the area to do that TRA flat pedal race, but just line up with the races I got to be at.
That TRA race is fire, man.
It looks fun. I'm pretty sure Vic would pass on the track, but it just looks like a good time.
It's, man, I want to get out there. My buddy Joe, he's always there. Doherty, he's from the BMX Under Blood podcast show. He's always out there doing his podcast from there, and that race is something else. And if you guys don't know, make sure you check out it's Trail Riders Association. Check it out. They put on it's a side-by-side race. It's a downhill BMX race. It's fire.
It's super cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nick, I think you dominate in it.
I don't know if I would dominate. I can't claim that, but it would be fun to like. I mean, I'm not a very good dirt jumper. I don't jump very high even when I go do trails, so I could the hell out of some dirt jumps, which I feel like I might do all right.
I'd put $2,500 of Brian Wilson's money on it that you would beat Vic Bem.
Oh, don't start this. He's gonna
starting the fire.
Shit out of I hate talking shit.
I will, because it's not my money.
We'll make a logo for it tomorrow.
Hey, didn't Vic duck KJ on a race?
Did he?
Yeah, he ducked KJ to race.
KJ's watching right now.
Yeah, because KJ challenged to race him somewhere, and then Vic ducked him and was like, "No, I don't want to race him. Let's get this whole thing started."
A 3-man? Are you talking about a 3-man?
No. We're just gonna get Nick. We're
Cage
gonna
match?
toss Nick into this thing and do the whole thing. Like,
I got no shit to talk about.
Trust me,
Vic. I enjoy having conversations with him.
No, he's
person.
a great guy.
We talk to each other online, but
Yeah.
He's a good person to chat when I see him.
Rode with him at Ray's. Awesome cat, man. Him and his crew, good dudes. Great guys.
I get along with them as well, just to verify that.
But there's nothing wrong with talking shit, man. That's how
I don't really talk shit.
You got to get numbers up somewhere.
I like to talk shit a little bit, but like not to like anger somebody.
Well, I don't want to get shot either.
I don't want to get shot. I like him. I like it when he stops by the tent for 5 seconds and says what's up and peels.
Knives hurt. I got some race questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, give it to me. Those are my favorite.
All right. What are your thoughts? All right, so just for the record, there was some help on these questions. And they did come in from not Maserati Rick. They came in from Miata Rick Carter out of the Beer Budget Show. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Pro Series not having a title sponsor?
Hang on. We got to hit record.
It's already recording.
Yeah.
See the
The
second
current-
blue light.
Just making sure.
What happened?
No, go ahead.
Just making sure we're hitting record to hear what you say. Go ahead.
It's not something I honestly even thought about. I don't know whose job it is to seek those out, or if they're, succeeding or failing at it. If there's no title sponsor, I don't know. I'm sure at the end of the day, everybody always complains they don't get paid enough. So, I don't know. I guess that's kind of why I'm doing the duffel bag dash the best I can.
It's funny because that kind of leads into the next part of this question that I added my own into. So, besides your duffel bag dash, how can in this, it doesn't necessarily have to be just sanction based. Like, it can be outside of the sanction. It can be what can a live stream show, a podcast show do, or somebody that makes tents. It doesn't matter. How can the pro purses get bigger?
I don't know. I imagine you guys could make up your own big ass checks and walk over to whoever wins the race and give them $250 yourselves. Anybody could imagine do that. That would probably be a pretty cool thing to happen for the pros. It doesn't necessarily have to be through me. At the end of the day, it's just we enjoy watching those racers do well and put their hearts out on the field, and to get paid doing that is kind of the goal for all of us. Or was my goal at the time. It was their goal. It is their goal. So it's realistically anybody could do that. You don't have to fucking come up with a big check. I just like to make a show of it because that's what the riders kind of like. If I was winning races still, I'd be stoked to be throwing out cash. Like, that was just a cool thing. And I don't know if it was watching those guys live through me. But yeah, I mean, I think like I said, if you want to see the pros get paid more, it's as simple as either raising funds like I'm trying to do, or walking up and giving them money. I mean, it sounds silly, but I mean that realistically, that's what anybody could do.
I think it's the same old disconnect. It's the same old thing. There's a disconnect.
Where?
Between the pros and the organizations. The pros in the state series, the pros in the national series, the pros in the World Cups. There's a disconnect. There's no symbiotic relationship where one is helping the other one. No, there isn't one. You know, and it's the same old story. We talk about the same thing. You know, I mean, it's what the sanction body doesn't ask the pros really to do much unless you're part of the USA BMX Foundation. They go and do like Posey does school tours or whatever, and you know whoever is involved in that. But other than that, they don't do anything. You know, like is USA BMX actively, besides during the Olympic time, helping getting our riders on Good Morning America or something in that area?
Compared to what though?
Motocross.
Okay, so you've got a litness level that's really high. Okay, because like fucking
what's a litness level?
Litness level is like a high water mark. Okay, because like you have to like, let's be honest, like God love USA BMX, but that's like a $2.5 million, $3 million a year organization. What's motocross? What really, like what's AMA?
It's all relative.
No, it isn't, because how are you going to tell somebody that's getting a check for and please correct me if I'm wrong, because ignorance is bliss, but you're winning like $2,500 a race in BMX, but like the dude that takes 32nd wins like $8,000 in a motocross race.
I don't think it's that high. Cardoza, get the list on the screen.
Cardoza, look. But what I'm saying is, like, I understand where you're going, because like those motocross racers have media obligations. They have to show up. They have to film. They got all these things to do. This is BMX. They have to pay for their own flights.
Okay.
It's not like.
But
okay,
we're not talking about the same thing.
Okay, but like take the top 1%. The top 1% in BMX is what? And Nick, please jump in with me. The top 1% of elite racers right now is who?
Top 1% of the elites?
Of the elites right now, who is it? Elise.
How would you say that? Elise, Kinman,
and
Corbin, maybe
on
that list of 1%ers. Carlos.
Okay, now
because he's fresh in my head from
stop
the new
right there.
Ride.
Can any of those riders afford Eli Tomac's goddamn motorhome? No, they can't.
Carlos can, but it's in Bolivares.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm literally saying they can't afford the gas that goes in that motorhome. So, like, to say that there's these restrictions that you want to put on them for them to show up and do that, it's different. It's different.
And guess what? They're never gonna fucking have the gas money to get in there.
I agree.
Something's got to come first. You got to put yourself out there, and there's got to be somebody. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you go to a Daytona State race and you get one news station to come out there and do an interview about your track, and they're going to air it at 5 and 11. You can't tell me that's not good for that local program. Even one station.
Any national.
Well, all right. Let's times it by the national. Let's times it by the state races all across the country. Every state has them. Every state has SCRs. So try to get some news media out. If every track, every qualifier, every event just had one news station, how much more sport awareness are we creating?
I agree with it all, but I'm just saying it's a different playing field.
Okay, but who do you want? This news station, if they do come out, who do you want them talking to? And this is no offense to any track director's 11-year-old kid, but I don't want to talk to the 11-year-old kid. I want to talk to the pro. I'm fortunate enough to have an elite guy in my realm. Hey, come on out and talk to us. You know, and that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. People have to. It's got to be symbiotic. They got to be willing to work with each other. And right now, there's not even a game plan to work with each other.
But it's really hard when you have the current state. What the next thing I'm going to say, I am going to get fired. It's really hard when the current state of BMX has a bigger payout from a vet pro than it does from the sanction itself. That is rough.
I don't know what you mean.
It's from the people.
It's from the people. You're correct, Nick. Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right now, the payout for the pros is bigger from the people in the sport than it is from the sanctioning body. So when you compare it to motocross is paying out like gobs of money because it has all this sponsorship money, okay? But like what Nick's capitalized on is Nick has brought in all this money from these people that support the sport, right? Right. So it's hard to compare. And this is not a knock, first of all. I want to clarify, this is not a knock at our sanction.
Oh, are you talking about the Grands?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about next week.
But I mean, I'm speaking overall. Is it's hard to compare it to what you want to compare it to because you've got like once a year big payout, and you want to month over month. With motocross has more money coming in from outside sponsorships. We don't have that, and then Nick's been able to capitalize on bringing money in from the people themselves. And again, let me clarify. Not knocking our sanction because our sanction does a great job, but we don't have outside money coming in.
All right. Well, this leads us in. The question to Nick was, how can we bring in outside sponsors?
You're right.
Now we're leading into this, and this is
another whole show in its own.
No, well, I'll just summarize it real quick. We see the same people race after race. The nationals are the same people race after race.
Yeah, 100%.
You're seeing the same audience, event after event after event.
And you know what? Nick's done a great job of figuring out a way to get that audience to help to support our pros.
Well, I think if anybody's going to spend Brian Wilson's money, we should spend it on that documentary, just like they do on the F1 series. They're doing one for Supercross now or for motocross. I think we should be on top of that.
I got $2,500 of Wilson's money against Nick and Vic Bem right now. Okay.
Well, I got another $25,000 on this project. He better get his ass to the poker table and start winning some money because we got projects.
I think he's in the parking lot. I do have a good question in the chat. All right, we're gonna switch it up. Are we
Go
good?
for it. Do it.
Wait, let's do a couple more questions. A little less debate. I'm not a fan of debating.
Well, that's just this thing just suddenly turned into like a shit show ESPN morning show debate. I don't know if I turned into. I don't know what happened here.
I don't know who I am. I don't watch that.
I don't watch it either.
Away from sharing opinions.
Yeah, it was.
I don't like to watch people argue. I didn't think we were arguing. I thought we were just making points.
Well, we were. Go ahead, Nick.
Asshole.
I do have a question, Nick. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. This comes from Craig Michael. He's been around for a long time. Do you want to take it, Melissa?
Yes, please. I'd like to say something.
Take it. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm over here biting at the bit to ask this. All right. It seems, so Craig's asking, it seems that the former pros liked and talked about the pro cruiser class from many years ago. Do you feel, Nick, that there's a place for a pro cruiser class in the near future? And do you know if the pros of today have any interest in it, or will it complicate things for the riders who might be going in World Cup direction or Summer Olympics?
I don't know if I'm the best person to answer this question because I hate cruisers. I think I would watching Pro Cruiser. The coolest thing about Pro Cruiser is the crash in Cruiser Elite Main at the South Africa Worlds. That's the coolest cruiser race I could ever think of.
Was that the front flip?
Yeah, everybody crashed on one jump, and the pro jump, it was like fireworks went off.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of cruisers. I think cruisers should kind of be left for, parents over 35 or whatever. I just imagine it when I was a kid. My dad was toting around fucking 5-6 bikes, flying to races, and then having us not ever ride the cruiser till nationals. Ended up being better on my cruiser, getting smoked in class. It kind of sucks. Like I'm not trying to knock anybody who races cruiser, but I realistically, if you only like racing cruiser and you're only doing good on cruiser, it's probably because you're getting smoked on 20-inch and then your cruiser class is a little bit easier. I mean, sorry, not sorry, but Cruiser's a little bit lame, in my opinion, for that sense. I feel like BMX is the 20-inch class.
If I remember, you were so psyched.
Like the older riders, like it's kind of it's a cruiser. It's easy, I don't know, a little bit easier bike to ride. I don't know.
If I remember you correct, you were so psyched when you got to move into the 16 and over open. Am I remember that right?
I mean, because I only raced like maybe 3 NBL races ever. So I barely got to race. I really only raced NBL for the junior class.
I remember you in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so I did one season after I won the ABA title in 2007. I raced the 2008 NBL season as amateur because my dad really wanted to beat Terry at the dance comp team.
Well, I just remember all my pit chairs were taken up by Phantom on-track kids.
Yeah. My dad we just brought like 5 people to each race and just wanted to beat Terry. That was my dad's only goal.
That's so funny. I don't know if you know who Terry Sonner is, Melissa. She was Dan's team manager for many years. Kind of famous for bringing in the South American riders. The first team manager to bring in the South American riders.
Gotcha. No, I didn't know about that.
We wanted to check all the IDs and birth certificates of everybody. Augusto Castro was like 14 on the moto sheet, and he was like fully shaven and before the race, and it was a little sus back in the day.
Yeah, I guess I've heard some of that rumor.
Melissa, were there any other questions?
Yeah, actually, Paul over on YouTube wants to know what Nic's views on the OS20 are then.
I don't have much of a view on it. I've never really tried it. I jumped on one in just like we were doing sprints in Jake Peebles' house, and his buddy, now being a bad friend and I can't remember his name, but he rides a OS20. And the only thing I thought about, I never rode on the track, but the gearing felt funny. Like, I don't know what kind of gearing you run on it. It's like a weird size, like a 38, 18 or something. It's weird. But I don't have much view on it. They kind of look funny when you see like a shorter person on one. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a viable opinion on it.
All right. Anything else, Melissa?
No.
Okay. Are we good for the lightning round?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, are you there was one other question in the script. Are you moving over?
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, Nic.
Wait, I have one more question.
You have one?
Yeah. Well, Bill Prince texted me, and I texted it to Melissa, but I don't think she saw it.
Here's the thing I got to explain. Like, you have to understand, we have how many monitors are in front of us? 6?
There's so much going on.
4, 5.
Stop texting us. We can't see this shit, okay? Like, there are 6 monitors in front of us, 2 cell phones, and a tablet. If you honestly think I'm going to read any of that, like, text him. That's fine, but...
Well, you got too much to do over there. When we cut the screen, I check my phone sometimes.
Okay, all right.
But it's because of stuff like this. But
what did Bill have to ask?
Prince wants to know.
Was this some more shit about pump tracks and just get off my lawn?
No.
Okay.
It's not really get off my lawn or anything. It's just kind of good question.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty. Well, I stopped it. I got to give it.
All right, take it away.
But he wants to know how many of your tattoos are BMX related.
That's a damn good question, Bill Prince.
He comes every once out of 100.
Bill Prince
gets one.
You get to ride shotgun up to Tampa on Friday.
He'll ride in the back.
How many tattoos are BMX related?
I really don't have that many, but I guess I could say I have a couple. I'm not on screen, but I have the words "Who wants it" across my wrist, and that was just we started saying it when I was training for 2016. The kid Mattia, we called him Pablo. He's an Italian rider. This Stay Strong Rider. Whenever we were doing gates in the backyard, we'd just be talking shit and, come around the corner and be like, who fucking wants it? And so it just kind of came up. So that's kind of one. I got a lucky rabbit's foot, like a kind of neo-traditional lucky rabbit's foot on my inner right bicep with a toe tag, basically, with the number 88 on it for Kyle. I have a Brazil tattoo on my thigh. It's just kind of like the outline of the country shape with like a torch, and so that's like my Rio tattoo. And then both of my feet are like my London themed tattoos. So I have basically like a queen figure for like the Queen of England, Big Ben, and a knight's helmet on there. And then I have I have the Olympic rings and like the filigree on the top of my foot.
Cool.
I think, yeah, really.
How many tattoos are done by Tish?
Most, probably about 70-75%.
If I was gonna get a tattoo, that's the guy that would do it.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. If you ever see his work, it's amazing.
Well, I have.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
So we do have this other question. It was mailed.
Yeah,
in.
It was weird. It sounds like you got some bad news to tell me or something.
No, I don't. It's like when you wear a turtleneck shirt that's like too tight. All right. So since calling out Coffee Chatter during your Gold Crank Award speech, how have things been with James and Tori?
I don't know. I guess probably a little rocky. We don't chat as much as we used to.
Yeah.
I thought I cleared it up with James at Grands. We had a good conversation at the Max. Yeah, and I mean, we said both sides of our story. I hadn't talked to Tori much, but I saw him at Lauren Reynolds' wedding a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were cordial and everything. Yeah, I don't have any bad feelings about it. I was my intention saying that was I got the idea for that project from them, and potentially with more of their help sharing it through their platform, we could have raised more money, and that was the only reason I ever said anything.
Yeah.
There was no hard feeling. Like I love James and Tori. I've been friends with him for a long time. I've known Tori since he was 10, 11, 12 years old. James since he was a junior or so. Yeah, no, we've spent plenty of time together. So I hope that's not the end of an era. But if they were upset about that comment, so be it. I don't take it back.
We'll still share it. We ain't got that reach, but we'll still share it. All right. You're the sponsor of Lightning Round. You want to do the intro?
You're going to make me read my own promo. Again.
Read your own promo.
The mission of Branded Pop-Ups is to provide any fan or brand supporter with the opportunity to purchase a branded pop-up style canopy of their favorite company. Did you know, Justin, that you don't have to get a top, a frame, and a bag? You can get just the top.
I don't have to get all of it?
You don't have to get all of it. You have some frame. Everybody's got a frame in their garage, right?
I don't have to buy the frame and the bag and the top.
No, you don't.
I could just buy one of them?
Only one. You could buy 10. You could buy just the top. You could buy the frame if you want to. No problems.
All right.
But get on Branded Pop-Ups right now and check it out. They've got about 15, 16 brands on there. And summer's coming. Spring is coming. The sun's going to come out somewhere. And, you're going to need it. So might as well get on it now.
Spring break's coming. You're going to need it there at Fort Myers or Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Fort Lauderdale Beach. Come on down. We expect you. You like it.
It was. Where can they go to order it?
I said on brandedpopups.com.
Good times. Make sure you always say it twice.
Stop on by.
All right. Are you ready?
You two are like Laurel and Hardy tonight. I'm telling you.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you get here on time and you got 20 minutes to get ready.
That's right. All right. We ready to blast off?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want the first question, Melissa?
I would love to.
Okay.
Nick, what was the last movie you liked so much you watched it twice?
My wife loves it every time I try. I try to play it every night, but The Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Yes.
Good.
Heath
I don't
Le-
know. I don't know if it's Heath Ledger's performance or what, but I just I'll put that movie on
Dude,
every.
I would just love to chop up that movie with all the Heath Ledger scenes and just
Yeah.
play all the scenes together.
That's a good one.
That's the best movie.
You want the next one?
Favorite sports team?
Fuck.
It
Phantom
could-
on Track.
It could be anybody. Yep, Phantom on Track.
Take it. All right. One sport that you would never try.
Anything equestrian. I'll never ride a horse.
Good answer.
All right. What is one place you would like to travel to?
And why?
Actually, Lindsay and I talked about it the other day. She has a friend that lives in Alaska, and she might be getting married. And if somehow I'm able to travel up there, it would be cool to see Alaska.
All right.
What's the last
Why?
thing?
I don't know. I mean,
It's Alaska. I mean,
just
that's-
the open space, kind of.
Mhm.
You only see it in TV shows, I guess.
You know who randomly went to Alaska? Phil DeLizia. He used to ride for MCS. You remember Phil DeLizia? And Big Phil and Prince went to Alaska. Which is, I don't know if it's a weird combo, if you ask me, but randomly. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you have the next one.
What was the last thing you Googled?
Chili ingredients.
No beans. With beans.
Business spaghetti. All right. Favorite thing you like to do on a date with your wife? Wait a minute. What the? Who set me up with that question? The fuck? Come on.
I didn't do it. Look in the monitor, buddy.
Favorite thing?
Besides go to Fort Lauderdale and hang out with your friend.
Shit, I don't know. I like to cook, so I cook as often as I can.
Very nice.
Lindsay's starving.
We'll wrap it up as quick as we can, Linz.
No, she's just laughing.
All right, Melissa.
All right. What's the worst place on earth?
Oh, yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Texas.
All right. Okay.
All right. Best place on earth.
People are great, but I haven't had luck in Texas.
Neither have I. Almost had many an issue with flying through the airports there. Anyway, best place on earth.
The greatest place on earth, Grand's. That's my favorite place.
Good answer. Favorite pizza topping?
I mean, cheese is always the base, so I'm a pepperoni guy. Pepperoni onion, that's where I'm at, but I'm not picky.
All right, we're gonna have to call timeout here. We're gonna have to, Tadpole, you're gonna have to quiet down in the background there. What? She knows what I'm talking about. Shush.
Oh my gosh, Melissa.
Favorite sport other than BMX?
Lindsay's looking for a pad and paper right now.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I like golf or bowling.
Nice.
Down with golf. Best way to waste a day.
I mean, watching bullshit TV shows, but I lose myself to like messing around on my like Illustrator and Procreate app a lot of times.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna add one to this one: aluminum, carbon, or chromoly.
I mean, I don't plan on riding anything but chromoly ever again, and I gotta ride these, or I'll be on carbon wheels. So I'm excited about that, but now I'll never ride anything but a chromoly frame again.
Yeah, boy.
Nic, what's your favorite book?
I really like, Chris Fox's book series. I'm working on his third book now, but it's just kind of a cool insight to like kind of his mind, and also just like stories of his road trips and everything, and just kind of knowing him since I was 9 or 10 years old. It's just kind of cool being able to keep up with his story, when we don't get to see each other almost ever.
Sure.
Nice.
Nice.
Amazing bull rider. Phenomenal.
Hands
Phenomenal.
down, best guy. Yep.
All right. Favorite guilty pleasure. I said that all.
That was
Yeah.
awkward as hell, dude.
Fuck, I don't know. It's weird saying it like because I live in a motorhome now, but I like working on projects, being handy.
All right.
That's not. Oh, guilty pleasure. I get okay. If I think about it like a snack, I will plow some fruit roll-ups.
Atta boy.
I'm
That works,
talking. I'm
too.
talking 15 a night when I got them.
Right.
Is your bride right by you, where she can get by the mic, your phone?
I'm in the kitchen and she's way back in the bedroom. She'd have to go all the way down the hallway.
Oh, okay. Well, she can holler.
She's back.
Most annoying thing about you.
Like, most annoying thing about
Wait,
me.
who's asking? What's the question?
Most
Point.
annoying.
What does Lindsay think? What does Lindsay think is the most annoying thing about you, Nick?
Oh, okay, there we go.
His driving.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
it's a long days for you, isn't it?
Because I just kicked her back. I tell her she's out of the captain's seat. She's in the bed.
All right.
Life because it's bumpy as hell back there.
I can see that. All right, Nick, what's your favorite color?
I mean, I wear a lot of black, but I like olive green, like my tangent number plate color.
All right.
What talent do you wish you had?
Shit, I don't know. I mean, a better bike racer at some points would have been pretty cool.
Jesus, you've been a 2-time Olympian, man. Like,
I'm 2-time Olympic letdown. That's how I like to justify it.
come on, man.
Oh,
No, I give myself a hard time. But
I know you
I'm happy.
do. We've learned, but yeah.
No,
Lindsay, you want to step in on this?
Can you juggle?
Good
Like, I picture Nick just like behind the
Oh,
scenes,
no.
low key, setting up a DJ booth and no one knows, and he's just mixing.
Just going to town.
Yeah, no one knows.
No, I really
He wishes he could be a better driver.
no. If I bet, I wish I would have spent a little more. I mean, it's not like I can't, but just a little more artistic. Like a tattoo artist would be a cool job
Cool.
at some point. But I'm really enjoying what I do now.
Cool. All right. What's
He is a driver, by the way. He gets us everywhere safe.
She can never talk actual shit. She's always got to come.
I mean, the last time I saw the RV was in one piece, so
Yeah, it's holding on. I got new tires on it recently.
Look, every now and then you might get a Darlington stripe down the side, but whatever.
That's just experience.
Experience. Look, after driving in Miami with Phil, look, people get desperate, and it's all about who's going to be the last one to cut over.
Oh my god, that's everywhere in a fucking motorhome.
I can't even imagine, especially with his trailer he tows.
I like
Dude.
it when you're trying to get over and you can't get over because they're not giving you the way. Just give them a
Yeah.
little shake. Just give them a little squirrel out. They'll get right the hell out of the way. You got the lane wide open.
I don't know how that works for Nick with the motorhome and the trailer though.
It's just, you
You
just
spray
gotta
a trailer
it's
on them. It's a quick cut. They'll get out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, really? Okay.
That's all you get is
Back up.
just give them a little shake, and
Look.
that trailer comes across, and they're on the brakes like no other.
Here's how I wouldn't F with that was I saw Nick's trailer parked there at Waterford Oaks, and then I don't remember, like the next day I was cutting across 59, and I saw like Nick and the fam going the opposite direction, and I remember like, hey, there goes Nick and Lindsay. Holy shit, that is a big ass motorhome and a trailer. I don't want that thing shaking at me. Like Dude, even if I had some big ass pavement princess redneck truck, like I don't want that shaking at me.
And it's like anything else. You get it brand new, you're all worried about it.
Nah.
Like you got to scratch it or something just to
No.
get it over that hump.
Yeah,
It's like a new
Yeah,
helmet.
dude, on fire.
yeah.
There you go. Light it on fire for a minute.
No.
That's the character.
All right, we got a couple more questions. You ready?
Let's do
Hit
it.
it.
All right. Did we ask the? Look, we were talking.
You're on the hidden
Talent.
All right.
talent.
What's the one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you? Typically, like, what's a hidden talent or something like that?
I was telling Lindsay today. I think it was today. I really enjoy or happy that I have this superpower of remembering all the kids' names at the clinic. I don't think I would do the clinics like I
Huge.
do if I
He
could do
does.
That is
You do.
huge.
You do. It's
That's
amazing.
a huge point.
Yeah.
The kids love that.
My brother Trevor was that way when he was doing clinics back in the
Bro.
days with GT and stuff. He could remember like 35, 40 kids.
No,
By
Nick,
the end of the clinic, their sticker's gone. Like in the beginning, like their name's on their sticker and like it helps you. But by the end, they're gone. They sweats, they've fallen off. But you still remember those kids' names, man. That is a talent.
Nick has like
That
a
is a talent.
Nick has a CEO talent at it, for real. Like a Fortune 10 CEO talent. For real. All right, we got 2 more questions.
Hit it.
Nick, do you watch Supercross?
I do watch it, but I don't follow it.
Shit.
Okay, do
This
you have a
might-
favorite rider?
Yeah, Christian Craig. He grew up racing on our team with us. I stayed the night at his house plenty of times. He stayed the night at my house when we were kids. He also rode for Haro before I did. We still keep in contact from here and there, but yeah. So he's my favorite person. I check in and like to see how he does.
You know, it's funny.
Awesome.
It's so rad you said Christian Craig because I just watched their edit from Houston before I came here, and looking at his kid Jagger reminds me of him like when he was younger. Like he wasn't that young. I don't remember him that young, but I remember him a little bit older, and it's just such a flashback to see him and like the way they're growing up and stuff. And it's so cool to see like him get out of the sport, come back, and make something of the whole deal. So
Yeah.
I hope he gets it together, because he's better than that, you know.
You got the last one?
That's mine. I guess I got it.
You got better take it.
All right, Nick, this is the hard one.
Hit it.
Your favorite Wednesday night live BMX show?
It's got to be All Things BMX.
Gotta
Yeah,
be. Gotta
man.
be.
All right, Nick. All right. Thank you, Nick. Please, if you can, stick around. We're going to do our Newsmaker segment, and we'd like to have you part of our Newsmaker segment. I do understand if time constraints will not allow you to hang out with us, but if you can, it'd be more than welcome to have you hang out with us during our Newsmaker segment. And are you able to hang out with us for a few more minutes?
I probably shouldn't. I do
Okay.
need to get to the showers and shit here before they close here at 9.
All right, Nick, then here's what I want to do. I want to toss it over to you before we leave, and I want you to give thanks and shout-outs to who you'd like to give shout-outs and thanks to.
Oh, this is terrible pressure. I mean, as it goes, I mean, I like to thanks to my wife, Lindsay, sticking by me through this crazy journey and doing it with me alongside. Haro Bikes for, getting us gas money and getting us on the road. All the riders on the team, stoked to have everybody and helping out. Brian at Carbone and ePro Experience, everything. Looking forward to my summer camp this year. The guys at Odyssey, Mike Gons, I don't know. Greg at Shadow, Derek at 6D. I don't know. Who? Yeah, and really, probably mostly besides Lindsay, everybody who's donating and trying to help inspire the next generation to, hopefully get a piece of the pie at the greatest race on earth. So thanks to everybody else who is enjoying and participating in this journey.
Everyone comes to the clinic.
And the clinic, of course. Thank you guys.
All
Especially
right.
the guys who come more than once, because that's cool. That means something to me.
Hey, we're gonna put the link in to donate. All right, and the link for the chat or for the clinics too. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Send me a message. I'm pretty good at replying most of the time. I mean, I'm sure there's people in my spam box that will attest to that, but I try to be proactive about it.
Again, thank you, Nick, for joining us for Moto 2. We appreciate it. Have a good time. Good luck in Houston. Look forward to talking to you soon. All right.
Yep. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. You have a good
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Thank
See
you.
you guys later. Bye, Lindsay.
All right. We want to thank Nick for hanging out with us this evening. It was a good time talking with him, and always a pleasure. We are going to move into our next segment, Newsmaker. It's brought to you by our good friends over at 110 Nutrition. You doing the 110 Nutrition thing, Brian?
Absolutely. I'm down.
There you go. All right. And we're going to go back. Here we go. Always a good time. And going to go here. Got to get in, flip to this one. There it is. And it ties right back into our guest. We were talking to the captain himself this evening. And he was talking about the clinics. And where is he going to be, Fel?
Well, February 10th through the 12th, he'll be at Houston, Huston BMX.
I don't need you after that abomination of a question that you had in the script earlier, correcting any of my grammar.
You know, I'll read whatever's put on the prompter.
He reads anything that's
He
on
reads
the
anything on the prompter. Anyway, February 10th through the 12th, he'll be at Houston BMX. February 14th, he'll be at Desoto BMX. February 16th, he'll be at Mag Ridge BMX. And then he's going to be at Cobb County BMX on February 18th. So make sure you go over and check him out.
The links will be in the chat.
It's the best clinic you will ever attend. I promise you.
He just reads what's on the teleprompter, ladies and gentlemen. And our next bit of news comes from our good friend Pat Welch over at Waterford Oaks BMX. You guys, big things happening over there. They're grinding it out over there. Big fundraiser happening in Modern Skate and Surf in Royal Oak, Michigan. This coming Saturday, they've rented out Modern Skate and Surf for their annual fundraiser. Josh Long and crew from Waterford Oaks are going to have a big party hanging out down there. $10 to hang out and ride Modern Skate and Surf. It's going to be a good time. Party starts at 8:30. It's going to go till 10:30. And rumor has it, might be a Nerf gun fight. So make sure you come strapped. Look, it's kind of close to Detroit, so let me define that. Come strapped with a Nerf gun, okay? Not leave the other thing in your goddamn glove box.
Do one like the Die Hard style.
Oh, yeah.
Tape it to your back so you got it before you even know about it.
Ready.
Like at home, tape it on there. That way you can pull that thing out later.
You should see Laura and I's collection of Nerf guns that we got back home.
Yeah.
Dude, it's legit.
She's a little stalker too, I bet. I've seen it in her eyes.
We got machine guns, we got shotguns, we got sidearms. It gets gangster. Our next bit of news. What the hell happened? Here we go. This is where you and I are gonna be Saturday.
We are going to be there. I'll be doing registration for a while. That's what paid for our Supercross tickets.
I'm building the mobile rig. I got it behind us, by the way.
Right on.
Let them know.
Well, we're going to be with the Florida BMX Skate Park Series at the skate park at Tampa on Saturday the 11th. Registration starts at 9. The contest starts about 1ish, I believe, but they've got street and
Park and Street.
Park and Street. Yeah. No, Park and Street, but no bowl.
No bowl.
They have a bowl, but you can ride it, but there's no competitions on the bowl.
You'll be doing a bowl.
Probably.
Right.
Most likely. I'm gonna go back and revisit some of the old ramps underneath, make sure they're all secure and everything.
Right.
Visit some places. Anyway, park divisions are going to be 12 and under, 13 to 15, 16, 29, 30 and up, women and pro. So get on it. It's going to be a good time. Skate Park of Tampa. It's a legendary place.
Yeah, it really is.
It is a great
Road
spot.
Fools
I've
have
been there
there
many times.
All right, if you guys are a track team, a skate park, or if you guys are a club, an organization, whatever you guys are doing, if you're hosting an event, please email info@allthingsbmxshow.com. Let us know. We are happy to share your information. Melissa, it is about that time for your world famous trivia
Infamous.
question. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that's a
lot.
you saw what I did there. Yeah. That's a lot. How many bowls are in Tampa?
6.
All right, guys. I got sticker pack here and 2 danger snack packs going out to the winner here. I got a Never Give Up t-shirt, and I got a backpack going out to the winner here. And while I'm thinking of it, for all the previous winners, the mailing department is extremely behind and very backed up. So your prize packs are still coming. I just have no idea when. But we'll let you know as things start to make their way out of the studio.
You guys,
so my question,
you guys can let her know by there's her Instagram right there. You can let her know. Send her a message or 2.
Yep. Yeah, I'm also the one that gets those emails at info@allthingsbmx.
Let her know. Let her know your angst to get your stickers.
I know the head of the HR department too, so I'll make sure I get it to the right person because it's me.
Right.
They do ship out.
All right, my question.
They do ship out at the first of the year, Billy. That's when the checks clear.
What did he say?
He said they ship out at the first of the year when the checks clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
probably not too far off. All right. Question for this evening. How many parts, screws and bolts included, does the average car have? I'm looking for a number. How many parts, screws and bolts included, does the average car have?
69, bro.
Bro, that many?
Well, it probably is not that, because that would be obvious.
When I read this question, I was like, damn, that's a...
When I read the answer, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
That's sort of the interesting point.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
That's unless you're in Miami. And then divide that by 3.
There's your hint. All right. And while we wait for it didn't, son of a bitch. That didn't update. While we wait for our winner, we're just going to tell you next week.
Who is on here next week?
Jeff Upshaw.
Jeff
Uppy.
Upshaw.
Next week's slide didn't update.
It happens.
Wait, you know what? Here's the thing, though. I think I can update it. Yeah, Uppy's going to be here next week. He's got a lot going on. So
the whole driven program.
He's got that going on, and he's
part of the Carbone Cartel, I believe, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Look here, I got it fixed out.
There you go.
Sometimes,
it happens.
What didn't happen tonight was the audio didn't mess up.
Knock on wood.
Right. But we have Upshaw hanging out with us next week. He's going to talk all about his program he has at USA BMX and his involvement with the Carbone Cartel and Driven Academy. That thing's blowing up, so it's going to be a good show. It'll be fun.
I've known Jeff for a long time, since he was about 8, 9, I think. Yeah. His dad, and awesome dude.
His second daughter was born pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of that, little Tatum was born with Rachel and Brooke Crane. Did you see that by chance?
I think Rick didn't.
On Beer Budget BMX Live Facebook. Yeah,
they talked about it. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
All right,
I'm really psyched for them. That's an awesome
good
thing.
story. Good story.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. We're gonna move into our showcase segment. It's brought to you by our good friends over at Answer, which I got one of the coolest emails from them. I did. I got a little chain heart, and it said, "Buy your special one, the parts that matter." And it was a link to their website, so you could buy them bike parts. I was like, "Oh."
I got that. I actually got that email, and I was like,
Isn't it good?
It was pretty good.
It was.
It was good marketing.
Well played.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not getting bike parts for Valentine's Day.
Well, I'm not buying you any either, hon. All right, so we're going to start.
Wait, what'd you say? I missed it.
I said you're not either.
Oh, all right.
We're going to start with our Newsmakers segment, or showcase segment. Sorry, showcase segment. Dirty Knobs podcast. This is their off week, so we're going to talk about the same show they had last week. Make sure you guys check it out. Dirty Knobs podcast is hosted by the BMX guys over there. It's Hollywood, Mike Miranda, EC, Eric Carter, JV, James Vicente. And they always bring you like the good stories from the 80s and 90s, and it's always behind the scenes. It's good stuff, and it's behind the it's just back in the day stuff. This is season 2, episode 3, and it's with DC, and dropped the other week. Make sure you guys check it out. The link is in the chat. We're going to put the YouTube link along with the Apple Podcast link too.
Yeah, that's a good episode too, because Mike King pops in for a minute, and then I think Glenn Pavlovsky jumps in there for a minute. Yeah, it's pretty good. It was a good episode. They're all good episodes, but those guys were more my era and more guys that like I hung out with. So
right,
it's pretty cool.
Melissa, you want to let them know about the Moms Talk?
Yeah, they the last episode they've got on their page has to do with what to pack for the local races, because everybody kind of comes at it from a different thought process. So kind of interesting. Go check that out. They're all over the place wherever you get your podcast shows. And yeah, Justin and I got a chance to sit down with them last Sunday and had an absolute blast. We'll let you know when our episode is coming out, but talk about being able to check off a bucket list item I didn't know was on my list, but it was an awesome thing to be able to do together. It's pretty cool.
It was. Being interviewed on a podcast show.
It's a little different.
It was
right?
weird.
Well, two things. Like, I got to do that with Melissa, because didn't I get interviewed for, what was that one?
Rail the Berm.
Yeah,
that just came up on my Facebook feed a couple months or weeks ago.
I mean, I did that thing, but like, Melissa was there with me too, but like, it was just Melissa and I next to each other for the Moms Talk thing, and it was super fun because they had some awesome questions.
Yeah, don't give it away though.
I know. I was trying to think of some fun teaser questions, but I'm like, nah. Like, they had great questions. Like,
that's what it's all
about. They really did. They put a lot of thought into it. It was great. We had a lot of fun.
When you can have a good conversation and it just flows, and
it was funny.
That's what it's all about.
Because before the show, we were looking, because we were going to order dinner.
We were studying.
And we were like, okay, we can probably. And then all of a sudden, we were like, nope. Our conversation went way past that. So it was a good time. It really was. And we appreciate them and everything that they're doing for the entire BMX scene.
It's cool because they're coming in from like a fresh perspective.
Total different angle.
Totally different angle. Yeah. No cutesy stuff. It's pretty much straightforward. And they're asking real questions that you can get some real data from.
Yep.
It was also fun to sort of learn that we had a little bit to do as far as inspiring their podcast.
There's your teaser. All Things BMX.
Yeah, so tune in to find out the story.
Yeah, that's always cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Saturday night special is better than a Leonard Skinner concert, standing front row, tripping your ass off on acid. It's the Beer Budget BMX Show. It comes to you live every Saturday night. We don't know when it starts, but here's one thing I can tell you. Miata, Rick Carter, and Mike coming to you live from California each and every week. They are bringing you the hottest stuff in BMX. Open forum every week. So you want to get in there, talk some ish, make sure you guys tune in. But you have to subscribe, follow to their Facebook page. And you can follow on their YouTube page. It's under the Thunder Midget page. So make sure you guys do. You won't regret it.
Melissa, did you know there's a Lane 8 podcast? There's a new episode.
I have heard that. I haven't had the
There's a
pleasure,
new
but
episode titled Michael Bias, a Kiwi Racing in France. It's hosted by Todd Wilson.
Who?
no way.
Todd Wilson.
Doesn't he do the news up in
weather guy?
Tampa?
Yeah, he's a news guy.
He does weather
news
and
guy?
he hosts news.
Yep. Also does little segments and stuff, I believe.
He hosted the other week.
Right on.
It was pretty impressive. All right, last but definitely not least, our good friends over at the BMX in Our Blood podcast show. You guys make sure you guys tune in. Eric Bonnell, big time drop the other week. Make sure you guys tune in, tune out. It's a good podcast show. Hey, if you guys have anything you're doing as far as it comes to promoting BMX, when it comes to, a podcast, a live stream show, prints, even if it's print, man, we want to promote it. It can be, what was the old school thing called? On your end table.
Mega?
What was that? It wasn't a magazine. It was a zine.
End table book or coffee table book?
It was
zine.
I would fully support somebody if they started a zine in
There
Florida.
you go.
Anybody,
zine.
like a true zine. I will be your first advertiser if someone can start it.
There you go. If you got a zine, you got social media site, whatever it is, if you guys are promoting or helping BMX racing, let us know. We want to promote it, okay? It's what we do here, okay? Before we have Chris call us, Melissa, do we have a winner?
I do not.
All right, Chris Beer.
Surprising.
Google has failed?
Google failed.
Beer.
So I got an off
What's that?
an off call that was correct. So I know my answer is right. One of our sponsors, Josh Blair, got it right.
Oh.
But so Google says, let me blow back up to my answer here, that I make sure I say it right, that there are 30,000 different parts, screws and bolts included, in the average car. So I'll just roll over my prize pack into next week.
All right.
Hello.
I got a couple close answers, but not anything right on the head there.
All right. It is that time. Chris?
It's that time. Okie dokie. How is everybody this week?
We're rolling, man.
Oh, hey, Melissa, thank you for bringing the warm weather back to Michigan.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take partial credit.
She got charged extra on the carry-on.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Oh, shoot. All right. Yeah, so let's see here. Birthday's brought to you by On Two Wheels. So go check out Jeremy and the guys under the bright orange tent at all the big races you go to, and they will take care of you with any bike parts you need or get tuned up, true your wheels, whatever it be. Those guys take care of all that stuff over there. And
Hey,
if
Chris?
you sorry?
Real quick, I got to give someone that's in the chat. He was a mentor to me real fast, and that's
Sure.
My friend Buck from House of Wheels. I just want to give him a big thanks for joining us this evening. He was a mechanic at House of Wheels when I worked there. Sorry to interrupt.
Nice.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, House of Wheels, home of John
I don't really
Tomac.
care, man. That just happens. All right, take it away. Sorry to interrupt. I saw the name pop up. I want to give him a shout out.
No problem. Yeah, so if you're celebrating your birthday this week, you have let's see here. Kersey Knoll, Mike Redman, Nathan Strebe, Mike Jolly, Chris Snyder, Scott Schumer, Matt Heaps. Hey, so far so good, I think. Let's see here. Nick Michael, Steve
Otherwise known as
Gavin,
Nick Jones.
Glenn All right, here we go. Skornick. No, there's a Scour Nick. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Scoureneck.
Scour. Okay, I'll go with that one. This next one, I'm gonna mess this up too. James Skinmanico.
I actually know him.
Say
It's James Monaco.
Sean.
Oh,
Okay, I
wow.
can see that.
Sean and
It's
Monaco.
nothing like what I said, but okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Pete Owens, Charlie Borland, Joe Mock. I assume that's a relation to Melissa.
Yep, that's my middle brother. He's his birthday's Saturday.
Okay. Let's see here. Tyler Truman, Paige Preeby.
Preve?
I'll just go
Prebe?
Prebe.
I think it's
Prebe.
Prebe. Yeah.
Pre. Okay. Bill Madden,
Mike Aiken.
Mike Aitken, Rob Hyde, Mark Wayne Billingsley. Let's see here. Lance Roberts, Steve Hoffman, Tay Thomas, Justin Wheat. Hey, Tyler Klumper, Mike Miller, Tyler Lambert.
What?
Ah, man, I screwed that up, didn't I?
Good catch.
Terry Lambert. Tyler, where did I? Oh, because I was, never mind. The guy, I was getting it from Klumper. Anyway, Terry Lambert. All right. Shasta Shredders. Mason Gray.
We have a very special last birthday.
And a very special birthday to Johnny Allen. All right.
Happy birthday, Johnny. He I think it was a year or two ago, he joined us in the after chat. It's very, very special. Happy birthday. Glad you could join us this evening.
Cool. Well, happy birthday, Johnny. I hope you have a great day. And shoot, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. The thing at Waterford Oaks, the fundraiser down at Modern Skate and Surf. I'm gonna try and get out there to that. So if people are going, look me up and say hi.
And tell them your birthday.
My birthday?
No, tell them your birthday. If they see you, they need to tell them their birthday, and then you can add it to the birthday list.
Oh, geez.
Keep an iPad.
No,
keep an iPad
just-
with you to be able to update that right away.
Right. Just email the show with it. Send it to info@allthingsbmxshow.com.
Hey, believe it or not, we actually had somebody email us tonight their birthday.
I did.
No way.
I did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Mason Gray, who's turning, I think it was 9. His dad emailed us.
Is it really Nicholas's Michael's birthday?
That's Nick
I don't know.
Jones. Yeah.
I didn't. Okay. Was it really?
Cover blown.
Well, yeah. Okay. So is it really his birthday?
I mean,
Oh,
Is it-
on
was on the
Facebook it is.
list.
Is it Peter Jean Hernandez's birthday this evening?
I mean, I don't know when it is, but
Text him and ask
you
him.
do this for what, the week ahead?
It's from today until Tuesday. He
Okay,
says.
so
he says
sometime
no.
in the next week is his birthday.
No.
He was in the chat earlier.
He's
Surprised.
saying
Maybe that's
saying
just when he wants his birthday to be.
Yeah. Well, he has so many aliases. It's so hard to keep
You
up.
can't
'cause-
keep track of it.
But like him and I get banned from Facebook a lot.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
it could.
it's
I don't
fun.
know, Nick. Let us know.
tough.
Is today your
It's tough.
birthday?
No, he said it's in April.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Must be when he joined Facebook or something. Then who
All
knows?
right. All right, Chris. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have a great week. I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you.
See you, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Always a good time. Birthdays are a good segment.
He had a couple of doozies tonight.
He did.
There was none snuck in there though. I was looking for that one looked a little sus.
But you have to give it some time off.
yeah,
know?
you can't do it every week.
No, you can't. Can't. I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, but when it's a long list like that and he starts getting on
yeah.
a roll, that's when you need to slide it in there.
Well, he messed up on the Tyler and the
You're right.
the other one. So
Tyler and Terry, they
Yeah,
overlap. Yeah.
You're right. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure. It was a great show this evening. Thank you, Nic, for joining us, and Lindsay, and E-Pop in the background.
Yep.
And good luck to everyone this weekend in Houston.
Yeah,
hope to
no
hear from
kidding.
you guys. Would love to hear how you guys do. Make sure you let us know. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Houston.
Yeah,
You know, some of it anyway.
I probably won't because we'll be at Supercross.
We'll be at Supercross.
I was gonna say on your phone while you're taking money,
I'll watch the
admission money?
replay. It's a pro race, so I want to watch the replay for sure.
Oh,
So.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, thanks for driving
the
over.
deal.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
You gotta,
it's nice to see somebody there.
Yep.
I had a great time. I enjoyed doing it. It's pretty fun.
Yep.
Nic is like my, longtime buddy.
Absolutely.
Like to be there.
And now we can do a little special plug on Capone's because Justin and I had an amazing time hanging out with BF this past weekend.
Yes.
And let's just say the stories are true.
I'm just saying, it's good.
If you'd like to know more, join us in the
Join the
after
after chat.
But before you join the after chat, again, thank you for each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Without you, we don't have a show. We appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful evening. As always, it's a pleasure. You guys have a safe night.
I got moto. I got moto.